My nickname is Sweet Boy. They've been people have been calling me that ever since I was, I guess, about I don't know, 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old. My mama gave me that name. She said I was a sweet boy when I was little, but my daddy, he said different. He said he's mean as a snake.
Don't know why, Little Henry, but I reckon Daddy stuck it on me when I was just a kid. But that's what everybody around here, most people knows me by.
Well, they called me the Chicken Woman since we first went to the museum before it was built. That's when they put me in the papers, the Chicken Woman, for my chicken women I made.
Nickname's Dopey, and I got that nickname several years ago when I started working at Craven Pottery, and I've been called that more than I've been called my real name.
I don't really have a nickname around the pottery yet. I think that's something you have to earn after doing it for a long time.
I had a guy call me Dirt Dauber one time. A friend of mine lived up the road, and his dad, I used to go over to his house some, and when I started working grinding clay, and he'd call me Dirt Dauber every time I'd go over there. It never stuck though. Nobody else ever called me Dirt Dauber, so.
I don't know the nickname that I have. I've been called a lot of things, but I don't think I have a nickname that followed me. Just Joe.
Well, I guess collaboration is just maybe working together or just being unified, whatever you're doing, just sticking together, or it could mean a lot of different things.
Collaboration means to me that somebody helped me do something and we work together on that project.
It means getting together with other folks and just sharing ideas and see what you can come up with and make a unique piece that's like nobody else's, and it's a one of a kind.
Collaborations is about working with another person, but it's also about learning from another person, because you're bringing your unique styles together, and it's really amazing how much you can learn from each other.
I think when you collaborate, you're helping show somebody else what you know, because they'll take little things that you show them and they'll use them next time, I think you learn a lot by doing that. I learn stuff too from people, and I've been doing it so long I didn't think I could learn anything else.
As long as I've been in business, and then other businesses too, we always had what we call potters and finishers. So in effect, all the gardenware that we made here in my lifetime, we collaborated on, because I had several ladies that come in to do the finishing, cutting the holes in the strawberry jars, putting handles and legs on pottery and stuff. So the potter had a specific job, and then the collaboration come in the finishing part.
Collaboration with the Metters ladies, that was a long time ago, and that was a lot of fun. Jessie and Ruby and Mildred would all come, and I'd turn a jug or two. I'd turn several jugs, and we'd sit there all day long and put faces on them and everything else. And then they'd come back, and two of them would come back, and that was around, I think, in 2000 that we done most of it, 2000, 2001. And they'd come, we'd just have a big old time. But it's fun when you get somebody else, like from Mossy Creek area, White County. The Metters ladies are from there, and I'm at Gillsville, and then we get together, and it just makes it that much more special.
Collaborating with Dal Burtchaell was one of the first things I did in the pottery world.
She actually started, Heather did, making me little figurines, because I was making some tree stumps. They're, 13, 14 inches tall. And I would put a little limb sticking out, and I'd tell her, I say, make me 4 or 5 little birds, squirrels, possums, anything, something like that. You sit on that stump and make it look good, go along with the stump. Yeah, Heather, she loves it. She loves doing it. She's good at it too. She can make those figurines. I can't do that. I don't have the patience to do that kind of stuff.
He asked me to make those small animals for him, and it was so much fun that I just naturally started making more pottery and trying more things. And and doing the things that I had been intimidated by before, because just jumping in and doing it with a person that's able to hold your hand through the process is the best way to learn.
And then she started practicing turning, and I showed her a little bit of things, you know, and Joe Craven helped her too, and we had I would usually make her something like a 10-inch jug, like it's kind of like the one that she's got right now. And she likes trying to put women's faces on them, because I can't do a woman's face. A woman's face on a face jug is just out there to me. I can't do it for some reason or another. But I can make a grumpy old man with a cigar in his mouth or something like that, you know. But Heather really loves it. Boy, she loves doing it. She lights up.
Well, me and Mom, of course, we've done hundreds of pieces together. She makes the little face jugs herself and does a face on them. But these last ones she had done it all by hand. But she's 90 years old. I mean, it don't matter if she turned it or done it by hand. I mean, there ain't nobody else making them at 90 years old. And me and my daughter's done a lot. And Daddy, we didn't do none until he was already really sick. And we started doing double face jugs. And he'd put a face on one side, I did the other side. And we got up to 17 before we died. What we do the best with is the generation jug, the stacker with me, Mama, and Jamie. That's what everybody wants, is a generation.
It was my right hand was in a, I don't know what you call it, it's like a metal brace or whatever. Carpal tunnel was my problem, and so I had it in, couldn't use that one very much, so I had it in a cast, and we all decided we was gonna make this, all three of us make a jug.
So I was building a lean-to shed off my little barn to park my $400 tractor under. And I was just standing on a 8-foot step ladder with my right foot, and my left foot was on a 10-foot high beam. I leaned up with a tape measure to get a measurement for my roof, and the ladder kicked out, and I grabbed underneath the rafter to hold on, and I fell on the other side of the beam, and it caught my hand and pulled it off. Well, when I hit the ground, I looked over and I could see only a bone. Well, I told the boy working with me, I said, get my hand, it's up there somewhere, and we'll carry it with us because they might can put it on. Well, he said, your hand laying right there beside you in the mud. And I looked around and my hand was laying back here almost to my elbow. And I said, oh, I can put it back on. So I reached and got my hand and I pulled it around and tried to put it back on. And I passed out from the pain. So they called 911. The ambulances carried me to the trauma center in Gainesville. 3 doctors worked on me for 6 hours, and I had a 10% chance of saving my hand. And as you can see, I saved my hand, and I'm able to work. In fact, working in the clay, they say is good for it. So I got my hand. But I was in a cast for quite a long time.
I was standing on the porch at my daughter's house, and just standing there, and all of a sudden, this big king snake come out from the porch.
His daughter called and said there was a snake in the house, black snake. Hope he goes in there and gets it out. And he said he wasn't scared, he caught it.
It was probably 6 foot long. And I knew what she was gonna do if she saw it. So I got it, I caught it, and I was gonna carry it across the road.
And he started across the road, and he said he thought the snake was gonna get it loose, and he said I run, and when I did, I tripped.
So I picked up a little speed, but just as soon as I got out in the road, I stumbled and fell in the road. And I throwed the snake, and I brought this hand up like this to keep my face from hitting the road. And it hit like right here, and it crushed it all the way through. Broke it in 6 places.
I said, Jordan had better sense. Why didn't you just kill the snake and be done with it?
And Marcia, my daughter, come up with the idea, y'all need to collaborate to make a piece of pottery. And I didn't think too much of the idea, okay? In fact, I really didn't think we could do it.
I didn't think we could do it when they called and said, Marcia called and told me what they wanted to do. I said, it won't work.
I think I was using my left hand, and So we just we didn't practice or nothing. We just decided how we was going to do it.
But it was something trying to figure out who was doing what, bringing that jug up. It wasn't no trouble to get it rounded up and all with their hands, but trying to make it come up, nobody knows what to do because everybody was using somebody else's hand to help get it to raise it up.
And it turned out pretty good, but we just had to all be working on and thinking on the same lines, all I know, and it's just it just amazes me we could do it. I'm glad we ain't gonna do it again.
And we was only gonna do one and then auction it at the next sale. And Marcia kept on about wanting one and all, and we decided we'd do three, and we just have one apiece.
Well, Marcia, she got number one, and Wayne and Stanley Ferguson has got the other one. But we was all three in a cast with one hand, so therefore there's no cheating went on. We had to do it with what we had and talking to each other doing it, so it worked out real good, I thought.
It just fun down here that day. We just all aggravating each other.
And we put a face, each one of us put a face on those jugs. Had 3 faces on each jug.
We could have made 100 of them and sold every one of them. I mean, they're begging people already to get one of them 3 jugs. But I'm not selling mine. I mean, I'm keeping mine.
Anytime you collaborate with anybody, you can do it in several different ways, whether you need something for your kiln or your wheel or anything like that, or just helping each other out, making pottery, or putting faces on together. It's a good time.
It can just be motivating working with a fellow potter. You know, if you're making the same thing all the time and only doing your style, it can get a little boring, honestly. And if you collaborate with another artist, you can get so many ideas, and it can just be a refreshing experience.
We all help each other out, and it'll work itself out. If I help somebody do something, they'll help me do something. Like I fire some pots for Wayne Hewell some, and he'll fire some pots for me, or help me work on something that I need, and I can go help him work on something he needs. I think that's important in the community. You know, it keeps the community close. Yeah.
Collaborations are such an important part of the pottery community because, you know, not only is it bringing people together to produce new, unique works, it's also creating these highly sought after collectible pieces that, you know, will be a highlight of any pottery collector's collection.
It's good that we can work together to start with and get along, but the customers want it. They'll ask you got anything with somebody else? That's what they want, is something that's mixed.
You know, it's a good idea to be collaborated with different folks. It just makes a world of difference. You just everything just seems to go a lot smoother. Whatever you're doing, if you're working on a building or whatever, if you got friends or a family or somebody that will help you and just stick together and just stay true to what you believe, and whatever it might be, it just makes a world of difference.